Hi everyone, welcome back to RTS. And what are we going to do today? Well, you can see I have paper, I have photos, I got a sketch to my left, I got product to my right. Yes, we're going to record this story. Today is day 22 of load, which means I have scrapbooked 21 layouts in the last 21 days, which that rocks. That is just, you know what? It's this. Time well spent. I just saw that flare. I was doing surgery on a flare, and I'll talk about that later. Okay, so yes, day 22 of load. And so what was the prompt today? So the prompt started out with the poking fun of people at Walmart and how they dress and type things like that. And so I knew right off the bat, that's just not my thing. I don't like to judge people. I don't like to comment on people, and once in a while you see people and you think something, and right away you just got to take your mind someplace else, because we're not here to judge people, right? Now, people do create crazy things and outlandish things, and so God love Alice, that's the route she took. So this is not about poking fun at people, but perhaps with the story prompt was, I can't believe my eyes just saw ... and you fill in the space. And so I had one thing that had popped into my head, but I have another story. I just said, I'm sorry. I have another story planned for that. So there's another part of that story, and I can't get to it today. It's too involved. So I thought, well, I'll go by the technique prompt. And the technique prompt was, use something bold or dynamic or outlandish on your page. And I thought, oh, well, outlandish. I don't really have product like that, because I buy what I love and I use what I love. So I thought, well, bold and dynamic. And I thought, well, I'm going to just have to go to some photos I have on my desk and see what I have. And this is what I have. And this is the reason why they're on my desk, because I just did a layout not so long ago. And when I saw this here, this building, the IKEA building, and I thought, because it is bold, it's dynamic, it's not outlandish, but it definitely stands out. So that's the route I'm going to take, because I don't want to just scrapbook something just to fill a prompt, and it's not something I want in my albums. And I'm certainly not going to poke fun at people. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to go bold in my colors. I'm going to go maybe use some product that I normally wouldn't pull out before, and to get a bold factor. So that's what I'm going with, bold. Okay, and because, okay, we can look at it this way. Sometimes people are bold in what they wear at Walmart. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Okay, but like I said, I don't like to poke fun at people. Okay, so moving on, I decided that I'm going to work on the third sketch that Lisa and Vanessa have given us. And I think I have the other two right here. I had talked about in, I think, the two previous videos that Vanessa Bell and Lisa Brooks here on YouTube have been doing a sketch-inspired series. And so I've done this one, I've done this one, and now I think I'm going to stretch myself and try to do this one. So I'm going to do a challenge within a challenge within a challenge. Now that is how you do it, right? All right. So I have my photos here, and I thought, well, this calls for vertical and horizontal photos. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have both, okay? And so isn't that bold? I mean, the IKEA colors are just as bold as can be. And I'm going to talk more about IKEA itself in my journaling and why they are the bold they are. So that's the approach I'm going to take. So do I have a collection that reminds me of IKEA? No, I really don't, okay? Because, it's iconic. And as I was looking at these photos and trying to get this prompt and the technique in my head as to how I was going to do this and how I was going to approach it, I thought, that's exactly what I'm going to title it. I'm going to title it Iconic IKEA. And I thought, that's the route I'm going to take. It's a bold company with a bold business plan, and that's what we're going to do. So I knew, to be bold, what was I going to do? I was going to go with this blue and this yellow. And I knew that in this Everyday collection by Jen Hatfield, that this blue and yellow, because I love that color combination. So where the sketch that Lisa and Vanessa are hosting, this was the second week, and I'll have their videos linked below, and you can see exactly how they took this sketch. Lisa did a 2-page and Vanessa did a 1-page, and they both turned out wonderful. It's just been a great series. I can't wait to see what next week is. So, and then if you do these, you can get in on some prizes, so I will link those below. So in the background, I'm going to have two big patterns and then just little bits of this and little bits of that. And so you know, on this Vanessa challenge, I'll probably do the Vanessa trick. So we got it all going on. Okay, so I knew to pull out this Jen Hatfield paper pad. And if you see, I have a number here. Okay, it says a number 8. I'm going to tell you in an upcoming video as to why that has a number 8 on there. So I knew that this Jen Hatfield, and I don't know what that means or what that says about me, that when I think of a color, I know what collection I want to go to. But honestly, I think it's because maybe if you spend time in your space and you spend time with your product, and the more you scrap, the more you know your product. And so that goes along with the whole not spending thing. So I pulled the blue and the yellow, but then I see this. I really would like, I want to use this on something so bad. And I'll tell you why, because I have a collection kit video coming up, and I'm so itching to use that. So that's where I pulled my papers. And I mean, honestly, look at the price on that. I got it last year Tuesday morning for $7. $7 for 48 pieces of paper. Oh yes, that makes me happy. And I was just looking to see where those papers were made, and we're just going to move on from there. Okay, so I do try to pay attention to where my papers are made, but you know, you can just do what you can do. Okay, so there's my blue and yellow, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with, because in the sketch, I'm going to have to strategically use one of these, and I'm going to have to cut it. Because that's all I have. That's the only two I had in that pad, so I'm going to have to stretch them to make it fit. And then of course there was some additional color down here, so I thought, well, I could use washi strips or go to my scraps. And you say, okay, well, you have this bold blue and this bold yellow, so what other color are you going to pull in? Well, you could go to the people on your pages and see what they're wearing, and if there's a lot of it, but we have a variety of colors, so that's not going to work. So then you say, well, what would be your third color? Well, look at some other things. Okay, you got white, which I know that's going to be my background. But then we have the element of silver, because it is, you know, a store. So you have shopping carts and shelving and things like that. So that is what my silver gray will be, my third color. And I just found a scrap, and that's what I'm going to go with. And so you see with these longer strips here, I'm going to have to make sure I measure twice and cut once, because that's all I have. Okay, so there's my background. So since I have this silver and gray thing, guess what I did? And I can't really show this too much because it'll have such a glare, but I'll do it quick. I decided to step out of my comfort zone, not only go with some foil treatment, but go with a geometric foil treatment. So that's that's what I'm going to pick. See, that's going to probably make the camera crazy. And then I just happen to have two stone gray cardstock just laying on my desk from another project, and it kind of reminded me of the flooring. So I pulled that. Maybe I'll map my photos with that. I'm not quite sure, but I want to make sure I cover up that foil. So there is no big paper selection. I had to go with what I had to get the prompt of being bold, and that bold and dynamic, that's what I'm going to call it. So I had to basically just, and here's what I had to do. I had to take my photos and try to go match up paper, which is what I used to do many, many years ago. And I was sitting here and I was thinking, why is this so difficult? Because I haven't done this for a long time. For many, many years, I would take my photos to my papers and I would just say, okay, there's a blue, there's a yellow, and that's what I would do. But now that I do more mood and feel, and I do a lot more with collections, I tell you what, I can't believe how hard it became. So that was an interesting little tidbit. I thought, why is this taking me so long to find papers? Because I wasn't going by mood and feel. I had to find these colors. So, but it wasn't too far at hand, so I can't complain. Okay, so there's the papers. So what's next? Well, the same formula I have been doing for 21 years. 21 years. Well, yeah, I have been scrapbooking for 22 years. But anyways, the same formula that I've been doing for the last 21 days is paper, sketch, photos. Doing it the same exact way. Same exact way. Don't fix what's not broke, right? So that's what we're going to do. So then I'm going to pick up my title. Well, I had done a video not so long ago. I think, yeah, it was in the beginning of Load, and it was about our rickshaw ride, and these were still in my cart of supplies, and I thought, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of these. I got the silver, the white, and the yellow, because really, I think I have maybe 4 yellow thickers in my whole entire inventory, so not hard to pick those out. So that's it. And then what else I'm going to need? Oh, I don't have any scraps other than this gray, so you know I'm going to have to go for washi. These were on my desk from yesterday's layout, and I thought, well, I need some silver or metallic. So I went to my color boxes, and I will be talking about these coming up very shortly. I just have some other videos that were slated before this, but this will be coming up because Sharon had asked me, could I show my color boxes? And I absolutely will, Sharon. I will do that. So don't think I forgot. It's on the list. I just had some other things I have to. I had promised someone something else, so this will be coming up. So, okay, the shopping cart. Okay, metallic silver. So anything metallic or silver. And sometimes these metallic washies, they're, you know, you can tell it's not that sticky, but that would be something, right? This might be a little too bling bling. And anything that looks industrial, arrows, because you know you can get lost in an IKEA store. And so that's how I have some of my washi. And I'll talk more about my color boxes and color bins in an upcoming video, because it has really increased my processing time even further. So yes, I'm glad. So I've been doing that for the last couple of years, probably 2.5 years now. So there's going to be my washi. So I will probably use, well, right there, I'm going to have to use that and probably pick out a couple border punches. And that's how I've been using my washi that for so many ways now, so many times, just putting it on cardstock, using a punch, and there's my strips and my scraps. Okay, so what's next? Okay, well, I'm going by mood and feel. So you know we're in like a home furnishing store. It's industrial-like. So I thought, well, do I pull out wood veneer? And I thought, well, I could always paint, but what's the likelihood I'm going to do that today? So I did pull out my wood veneer, and again, they're in these little boxes that I'll be talking about. And I thought it would be nice maybe if I could pick up a couple homes. And so maybe this would give me another buffer color other than being blue, silver, and yellow. So who knows? And then, of course, the arrows, because, you know, the whole entire flooring was this arrow. So, again, I went by my mood and feel, and was actually also what was represented in my photos. So that's, I'm trying to make it easy, but I feel like I'm getting, I don't have a direct plan. But then I would tell you, this was the one prompt that I was like, okay, what am I going to do? It didn't come as easy as some of the other ones, but that's what happens. Okay, so then I thought I'll pull out these because, you know, it was supposed to be bold and dynamic, outlandish, you know. And I thought, do you know how old these are? These are probably 14 years old. 15 years old, making memories. So I thought, you know, price tags, store, industrial silver. So I don't really use that, so maybe. And then I just happened to see this laying. It was a camera, it had the navy. That's why I pulled it. Okay, so then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to have to come up with some other stuff because this just isn't going to be enough, you know, to get some stuff in, you know, to get some embellishments and clusters. And that's all I'm going to have is a couple papers and my photos. So I got to get jiggy here and do something with these clusters. And I just don't have, any ideas. So what did I do? I pulled out more color boxes because, you know, my color boxes is to the very right of me. And I just go get them. They're just, and so I pulled out yellow and blue because I thought that's what this is all about. The bold yellow and blue colors of IKEA. Okay? And so that's what I did. I just pulled out my yellow. These are die cuts and stickers. These are my dimension and my bling. And same thing with my blue. I have die cut stickers. And I hope that's in frame. I think it is. I'll go like this. And so what I'll do is I'll just get a photo lid and I will put on a video and I'll rummage through and find some things that I will think that will go, or something that inspires me. And you never know what you're going to find. There is a certain happiness in being silly and ridiculous. Yeah, can I get an amen? Life is too rough not to have fun. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get my inspiration from my color boxes. And that's all I have time for, and that's all I'm going to pull. because I frankly just don't have time for anything else. You know, we have life, right? So I think that is all I'm going to pull, other than I had this from another layout. And you know, I'm going to have to get my desk cleaned up because I have a repairman coming, and if he would walk into this room, he would probably think I was a hoarder because I just got stuff piled everywhere. But you know what they always say, if you want to clean a home, have a party. So that's what I'm going to do. I have a repairman coming. I got to clean my room. And why did I just say that? I don't know. See, raccoon. That's today. But I pulled this twine, you know, shopping and shipping labels and all that. You know, I could get some labels on there. No, I'd have to go get them. I'd have to get off my seat to go get them. That's not going to happen. So, oh, I had these. That's right. I could use those. Okay, see? Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I think it's going to have to be a fast page. But then, of course, you know, what am I doing? I'm going to do a 2-page. Why? I don't know. I guess, oh, I know why. Because Lisa and Vanessa told me I had to. So that's the plan. Okay, I think that's it. I will come back and hopefully everything else is going to be easy. I just got to figure out my clusters, and I already got my title. You know, get out my wax paper and go to town. So hang on. I will be right back with a finished page. Okay, I'm back with my finished page, and yes, I got 2 pages in. So isn't that great? And look at that bold... that bold blue and yellow IKEA. Very iconic, isn't it? And funny how companies will invest in a trademark or a logo, and you don't even have to see the name, but just by colors and logo, you know who it is. That's why they spend that much money on advertising. So, what did I do? As far as the sketch is concerned, I did exactly as far as the background papers, and I got those banner strips in, and my clusters basically all really went the same. I followed pretty much the same, and I wish I would have really kind of paid attention because I have a cluster on here that I'm not really happy with, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So what I did was I took my blue paper and my yellow paper and I cut them down so they would span across the page, because remember I only had 1 sheet each, and then I matted it on white cardstock, and then again I use a background mat of that silver foil so to get more shape in. I have a lot of different patterns, but that's kind of what I was doing, you know, getting that bold dynamic look in. And so then I used my banner strips, and so this silver glitter was an actually pre-made border sticker, as well as this gray graft, and this yellow chevron was the Vanessa trick again. So what I did was I just took my washi and I span it the whole way across my 12-inch cardstock, and I did 2 rows. And then, you know, that gives you that size width. And then I used my hexagon punch for my fishtails. And I think the other day I called that an octagon, but it's a hexagon. That's my Fiskars. And so then I put my title over here, and I used a different mix of fonts to get the silver and the white in. And that gives you, know, like another little cluster. And I used some stickers and labels. And I love this white fabric thicker. I just absolutely love that. So that's what I did. And I gave a tip the other day, but when you're working on alphas and thickers and stickers and things like that, if you can work from your outside and work in, when you go to put them back in your sleeve or your bag or whatever you're storing these in, you have less chance of them popping off once you get these ones off the edges. So that's just a tip I have learned over the years. And because who wants to be missing any of these expensive $5.99 pack of thickers? Not me. So, okay, with the clusters, I did get in these metal rim tags. And they worked very, very well for being an old product. I really loved them on this page to do the beginning of my clusters. And so, oh, you know, I did have this blue washi here. And that's what my intent was. And I got out some Fiskar punches, old school. You remember these? Yes. Oh, I mean, I tell you what, such great punches. And you know, these are 2 designs. This one's a bracket and this one's called apron lace. They'll never go out of style. So, you know, I did the Vanessa trick again, and I did that. I did 2 rows of navy, and I punched out the brackets. You can see there. And then I punched out, and I did all that work. And the colors were just too off for me. So you know what I'll do? I will put them in my border sticker bag, and I'll show you how I organize them. And I also did that with this gray, and it didn't make the cut either, but I'll still have them. I'll stick them with my other pre-made border stickers. I love using them for fast pages. So, but I did all that punch work and didn't even use it. But that's what happens sometimes. Okay, so I matted my photos in white cardstock, and even with this one, since I had some dead space here, I overlapped them. And I don't do that a lot with photos, but I had so much dead space, so I overlapped them. And then I went ahead and matted this side as well in white cardstock. And then again, I got in my metal rim tags and I just layered with some stickers and enamel dots, and I did get the home wood veneer, because you know we're talking about IKEA, that's home furnishings, right? So I think they turned out good. However, this down here bugs me. And so for the Flickr gallery, for the load event, I only upload one page. I don't do both because it's so hard to photograph a 12 by 24, and so I only do one page because that's all it's required. And I always seem to do the left-hand page because that seems to be what the title is on. And so I was just working on this page because I wanted to get it uploaded before the deadline. And so this looks fine on its own. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, you've got your triangle and it's all good. But when you put it together, and I hope you can see all that, it just, yeah, it's like I'm jumping all over the place. But you know what? We're going to go with it. And I know what it is because I was so fixated on these arrows, and I was going to have them over here, and I was fixated on getting this visual triangle in with these arrows. Well, by the time I got these clusters on, it was just too much. And so I'm like, sometimes that's just the way it goes. It's just, on its own, it's a nice, balanced design. But together, not so much. You know, and once I get my journaling on, I could put a little more something up here. Maybe that's what I'll do, and it'll kind of maybe counterbalance that. That might be what I do. And so, you know, again, I added another old product. These are from Becky Higgins back in the day when she had that great big kit that was a school kit. Do you remember that? I'm still working on that kit. I seriously am. But these were leftovers from that Becky Higgins school kit from like, I don't know, 2005 or something. So that's old school. But anyways, I think it came out really good. It's definitely bold, very dynamic, and I am going to just journal about the actual IKEA store. And did you know that it was founded by someone that was 17 at the time? I find that so hard to believe, but wow. And now how much money he's worth? You go. That is awesome. So that is my page. Like I said, it was a simple sketch, and this is again a challenge by Vanessa and Lisa, and I'll have their links below. But it seemed like I got so hung up on the clusters. You know, some days you just have those days where you just can't make decisions, and you're just, those are the days where you just walk away and you don't finish. But since I'm in a challenge, I had to finish. And I did wanted to say, you know, I got out this twine because I thought, you know, packaging and shipping, that would all work. And so something else I tried to make little loopy bows. They turned out as cute as a button, but I just couldn't get them to, I don't know, when I put them on, it's like, well, am I going to a rodeo? I just couldn't get them to work, but I'm going to keep them. I'm going to put them in my little white color bin, and they're there, but they didn't work. And then I had pulled out these different washies. I was watching a video the other day, and a woman was, she was a scrapbooker, and she was trying to figure out what she was going to use, and she said, I think I'll audition and see if this works. And I thought, what a cute term. We're just auditioning our different products to see what makes the cut and what doesn't. So yes, I auditioned those. And so that little ones are what made the cut. So I thought that was fun. And I think that is it. It is day 22 of load. I have done 22 layouts in the last 22 days. And I am so tickled. I mean, and I've done 2 pages, a 2-page spread, I think. This is my 4th one. So I would have never guessed that I would have got that done. So I have like 4, this will be my 4th layout that I have to do the journaling on, and I'm keeping that in the back of my mind because I can get into a rut where I just pump out pages and then I have a stack that needs journaling because I'm still working on some from a couple years ago, truth be told. So I'm really trying to be cautious of not getting so far behind in my journaling because by the end of the month I want to make sure every page has its journaling. So I have to keep that in the back of my mind. But I'm still trying to make some other videos in the meantime with doing load. And you know, we all have household duties that never end. So I think that is all for today. I want to thank you so much for coming along with this load event. I never thought I would be making this many pages, let alone this many videos, and then let alone to have so many people enjoying them. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Seriously. And I will have the links below for Vanessa and Lisa's videos with this same sketch. And I'm going to challenge you to go and get in on this sketch inspired series and put your name in for the prizes. So, okay, that's all I have for today. Come back to RTS and you never know what we're going to learn. Bye.